How about now? There we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening when you fine folks are watching this broadcast. It's the ITRN Racing Network. Back once again for the penultimate race of season number 10, the Iron Thunder Racing League Premier Series. We're here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. It's also a baseball stadium right now. There's currently a baseball field inside this track right now, so we're technically racing at a baseball stadium without a actual track in there. This is a cutoff race to determine our final four drivers. We've already know who one of the four drivers are. That was Kevin Hash last week at Talladega. So we still have 3 spots remaining here, and we'll take a look at those points coming into tonight. Like I said, Kevin Hash, he has advanced. Right now, the final 3 spots are being held by Storm Patterson, Brian Quisters, and Chris Gale. I believe Gale has a tie. No, Cherry, I think, has a tiebreaker if it were to finish tied. I believe. I do recall talking to Dylan about that last week. I believe Cherry has a tiebreaker because of the better finish in the playoffs. I'm not 100% sure, or it's a better finish in the round. I think that still might go to Cherry. So Cherry, I believe, has a tiebreaker over Gale. Or we'll know by the end of the night. We'll pull Dylan in here and he'll tell me what the hell is going on. Muniz is currently 3 back of those two. Drapeau's currently 4 back. Is he currently on the provisional poll? He's currently 4 back of those two. And Matt Quick is just in a must-win situation. He's 24 points back, and it's, earning stage points is possible. You need one of those guys ahead of you to not earn stage points, but it's just a very, very tough task to do. 24 points. We're in the final round, the final race of the round of 8 here tonight. 175 laps. We do have 2 stages. Those are going to be on lap 40 and lap 80. These guys get 5 sets of tires. They'll probably need at least 3 or 4 sets of them here tonight. A couple of the stages, a couple of other cautions we have. Fuel, from my understanding, is not a concern at all with the fuel load we're running, which is that's fun. It's exciting. That's wonderful. That's magnificent. Just things I would love to hear. But these guys, some of these guys are trying to race their way into the final 4. The other, that be 12 drivers we have in the field tonight, are trying to secure a win and $10 and a trophy. There is 3 previous winners in this field tonight. Kevin Hash, last week's winner, he's won here at Bristol. Matt Cherry's won here at Bristol, and Storm Patterson has won here at Bristol. There's some other guys who won here at this track, but they're not in the field tonight, so we won't talk about them. They're currently qualifying. There's 1 car on the racetrack, apparently, just 1. That is the 81 machine of Ryan Muniz. You know what I forgot to change? That's what I forgot to change. I forgot to change something on this. You won't see Kevin Hash's name in green, so I forgot to do that. But we know he's advanced, so he's good. Kevin Freeze says he's on the racetrack, but I don't think he is. I think he's sitting on the end of pit road because he might have messed up both of his laps. I think that's everybody that's out here wanting to qualify here at the Bristol tonight. So we have 21 seconds left, and I don't think you have enough time to get around the racetrack and complete that lap. The version of Bristol we're running tonight is the dual pit road. So with the amount of cars we have, we're only going to use the front stretch pit road. I know in official races, you go run A fixed, B fixed, C fixed, go run ARCA, Gen 4, 87s, NIS. They use a single pit road where you'd have to enter off of turn 2 and then drive all the way around. But here tonight, we're just having to enter off turn number 4. Because you see, we still have 4 pit spot boxes not being used down there. So those guys get to save a lot of time if we need to make some green flag pit stops. But I highly doubt it that we will. So qualifying's done. Your pole position tonight will be the 89 machine, Matt Quick. So he's done one thing right. He's cut 8 point back. Just needs to lead the first lap tonight, cut another point back, and just do everything he can from there on out. He's your provisional pole sitter here in number 89. That is the Grumpy Cat psychedelic car. That'll be a Chevrolet. Starting second tonight, we'll go to the rear chase camera. Will be Eric Chapeau, another driver trying to point his way in that SFTV number 97 machine. He'll be starting second tonight. He's got a little bit easier task than our pole sitter tonight. Starting third tonight, number 81 machine. That's a target machine of Ryan Muniz. He's currently not on the grid. Starting fourth, currently tied in the playoff grade, that'll be number 45 machine of Matt Cherry. Starting fifth in that ITRN number 25 machine, that'll be Ryan Klusser. He's currently, again, 3 points to the good. Starting sixth tonight will be the 67 Victory Fuel Toyota Camry of Caleb Reese. Starting seventh, that would be the Smitty's Supply Inc. number 15 Toyota Camry of Tressa Knott. Starting eighth tonight in that Empire Vinyl Company number 48 Chevrolet, that'll be Brand Pamitat. Starting ninth today, he's in another Toyota. He's a different Toyota this week. It's a King's Hawaiian Toyota. That'll be the 12 machine of Zach Kreiser. And riding in your top 10, number 35, Primo. I believe it was Primo. I have a message of what it is, and it's going to take a little bit too long to find that. But it'll be 35 Toyota Camry of Sawyer Ott. Starting 11th, he's again tied, currently sitting outside of a points earning position with the number 9 machine Cadillac of Chris Gale. Starting 11th, starting 12th will be the 8 machine of Storm Patterson. That's the Budweiser machine. I'm so confused on what's going on here. Starting 13th be the 33 machine of Josh Culley. 14th would be 03 machine of Kevin Hash. Where is Ray? This is not... What? Ray and Freeze are at the end of this field. I'm so confused. It'll be Anthony Landry in the number 82 machine tonight for Luke Carbonneau. He's dropping to the rear. Brian Wortman's also in the field number 74 machine. And Matthew Carabina, he's back in that Shark number 19 machine. But we got 175 laps here tonight to determine the last 3 spots in our round of 4 next week at Charlotte. So I believe those lights are off in the iRacing.com pace car, so we should be able to go to the starter stand here as they're getting ready to come down the back straight away. And watch Barney the Flagman have that flag ready in his hand. You see him there, right there. Green flag's ready to go. You guys get ready to hit to the actually sponsored restart zone tonight, the Echo Park restart zone. As you can see, the iRacing.com pace car has made that hard left-hand turn down pit road. And we are racing here from Bristol. So if you're not familiar with Bristol on iRacing compared to real life here, we don't have traction compound on the bottom groove, so the top lane is going to be the preferred lane on the racetrack. So you can see right now, on that initial start, the number 97 machine, Eric Chapeau, is actually able to use that top lane and get by that 89 machine, Matt Quick. Quick right now is sitting in a decent spot. I mean, he's currently sitting second. We still have 38 laps to go, coming to 37 laps to go on the stage, but he's sitting in a pretty decent spot. As you can see, Brian Klusser is also moving up to third here using that bottom lane. Getting around that, that's fourth, around that 67 machine of Caleb Reese. Now it's side by side between Muniz and Reese for fifth. Muniz again in that target machine. Has a chance of pointing his way in. He's currently sitting 5 points behind Matt Cherry. Has an opportunity to get to the top lane, but does not do it. He'll go ahead and stay there. Matt Cherry is currently running third. So it's, if this were to be the finishing results, he would need to win. Muniz would need to win this race to get by. Oh, actually, no. The points position is between Brandon right now, so he would need to get by Brandon essentially need to win this race in order to do anything. Taking a look here, again, your closest battle is battle for 5th on the racetrack. Muniz is getting further and further ahead into the corners. Just have to find an opportunity to slide up, and I think he will here. Now be Reese and Pamitat battling here. This is for 6th on the racetrack. It looks like Reese is using that top of the racetrack while everyone else is using the bottom and making it work. Again, it's Eric Chapeau currently out. I just realized, you know what I had still on the screen? I am so sorry. Still, I had it on the TV and I saw that. I'm like, oh. I thought I turned that off. I was also doing with the mic. It's still Eric Chapeau out front. He's got about a 7/10 of a second lead over Matt Quick. 8/10 of a second. Cherry sitting in 3rd. Brandon Klusser's behind him, running the extreme top of the racetrack here. Getting the preferred line. Cherry's right in the middle here. Seeing what he can do in that number 45 machine. Right now, before stage points were involved, Cherry would be looking at 2 points behind Brandon. So again, he's in that position where he needs to, if we didn't have stage points, win this race to make it on to the next round. Looking a little further back here, this is a battle for 8th. You also have 9th, 10th, and 11th in this picture here. Here comes Trestonot running the top. Chris Gill's running the bottom. And this race has been just hemorrhaging spots here on the top, but it's kind of maintained in 7th. Gale's trying to work the top here. Cully's working the bottom on Trestonot, seeing what he can do there in that 33 machine. Storm Patterson, again, he's blinking like a Christmas tree. Kind of figured out why. He said he's swapped internet providers, so that might be why he's blinking like that. The lead has started to shrink a tiny bit here. The gap was about 7/10 of a second. Now it's a half a second here. And Brandon Klusser, who has moved up into 3rd. The battle for 4th is heating up. That's between Muniz and Cherry. And both guys are currently chasing that 25 machine of Brandon Klusserhus. Muniz is working the bottom here. Apparently there is some sort of speed on the bottom. Normally when you come to Bristol here on iRacing, it's just a top dominant track in these next gen cars. And the way Muniz is making it work, Storm's making it work. He's closing in on these two up here racing. You can see Pamitat also in the background making this work. And I'm on Storm, so we'll be blinking like Christmas tree. There's a battle a little further back here. This battle for 10th right now. Kevin Freeze working his way through the field. You also have Anthony Landry in the number 92 machine working his way through the field. You can see Freeze take the inside here on Kreiser and is able to complete that pass. Landry's trying to see if he can work his way around that 15 machine. Treston out. Looked like it might have got a little bit free there off of turn number 4 for him. Still looking up here at the battle for 4th. Still side by side. Cherry is being able to defend that position by using the top. Muniz on the bottom. And it's just kind of what this track has turned into ever since 2007 when they decided to redo the banking. The top's always going to have the better runoff here, but you can see Muniz had a little bit more of an advantage there off the corner. He has to actually clear that 45 machine and has the ability to clear up, but does not. He's going to stay on the bottom, and this actually gives opportunity for Pamitat to try to slide through here on the bottom as well. It says Storm Patterson has disconnected. He says it's 4 laps down. That is not currently good because he is the current playoff cut line. So I'm going to guess he has had internet issues and has done that. So right now he's not in a position to earn stage points or anything right now. As we are 23 laps in the stage, completing 23, coming into 24 now. Sorry, completed 24, leaving, doing quick math, 16 to go in the stage. 5-6 laps down. He needs to get back quick because right now Kevin Hash is currently running 11 seconds off the leader here. Could be playing a game of dampering his getting his laps back. Habitat and Cherry are still side by side. This is for 5th. Sorry, 4th and 5th on the racetrack. Again, these Patterson Habitat racing machines have been able to get that bottom line to work real well so far. We saw, Storm before he had his issues make decent progress on the bottom. We've seen Habitat, we've seen Muniz. They've all worked that bottom of the racetrack and are making it up ground. You see Brian Kluser is now going to the bottom of the racetrack to see if he can continue making up ground here, or just, essentially stall that 81 machine's ground he's making up. As now the battle for 3rd starting to heat up here, and here comes Muniz on the bottom of the racetrack. Typically, from my experience running here on iRacing, the bottom usually saves tire, the top doesn't. So, 30 laps into this run, it might be coming to those guys who have decided to run the bottom. I know Brandon made that charge early to try to get up through the field here, and now he's going to lose 3rd place. Moving Muniz here tied right now with Cherry for 5th. In a spot to actually move his way potentially into that cutoff spot here. And Storm, who's 12 laps down, re-entered the race. Still Eric Trapeau out front. He's got a 0.3 of a second lead over Matt Quick. Trapeau would win this race. He would move himself into the next round of the playoffs. Quick's in that scenario right now, though. They have a decent gap over Muniz here, 2.5 seconds, as we have 7 to go in the stage. Just trying to take a look through the field here to see if there's any other kind of battles going on. I mean, the battle for 16th heating up. Brian Wertman is on the inside of that 67 machine here of Reese, who has been struggling since the drop of the green flag. Quick has gotten it down just a tiny bit here. Looks like he's making up a lot of time on corner entry here compared to Trapeau. As Muniz has gapped the 25 machine Brian Kluster's by 0.8 of a second. Looking at a time here per lap, it's a 15.3 to 15.4. So that kind of shows where that distance gained. Free started out at the back of the pack here. He's turning up to 7th. This made decent progress through here as we got 3 to go in the stage. Quick is slowly reeling in Trapeau. See right there, he's going to make up a decent amount of time because I think Trapeau got into the wall, but he used that to get off the corner here as we have 2 laps to go. Pit road should be closed in stage number 1. So the battle for the lead's heating up. Brian Kluster, who's again 1.5 seconds off of Muniz, but has Pamitat challenging here. We're onto the white flag of the stage. I don't think Pamitat will get there. But looking back out front here, battle for the stage win. I don't think Quick can get there in time. It will be Eric Trapeau who will win stage number 1. Followed by the 89 machine of Quick, 81 of Muniz, 25 Kluster, who's 48 of Pamitat, 23 of Freeze, 33 of Cully, 45 of Cherry, 35 of Sawyer Ott, and the 9 machine of Chris Gale. So we'll get those points entered into my spreadsheet here so we can kind of have a little bit of unofficial points for you. So those are inserted. I would, I'm gonna do that. We're gonna get this all good for you because I mean we have the time. We have a split second of time here, so we can do this as long as it doesn't crash the computer. We did try to do this. I think it might have been. So that's in there. And that means we just need to go into championship 1. Get that in there. File. Export. Alright, so now that should be all updated here. And Chapeau has won the race off of pit road. We'll get the running order all figured out for you. We'll take a quick look here to see what it is at the cut line. Right now, Storm is currently 4 points behind Muniz as they currently run. So again, currently the race leader is Eric Chapeau in that 97 machine, followed by Matt Quick, Ryan Muniz, Brant Clisters, Brand Pamitat, Kevin Freeze, Matt Cherry, Sawyer Ott, Chris Gale, and Anthony Landry in that number 92 machine. Josh Coley seems to be your biggest loser on this pit stop here. I am willing to bet that he got some sort of pit road penalty because he is dropping to the back of the field. But the lights are up on the iRacing.com pace car. We're racing a lap 80 here in stage number 2. So when we get back going here, we'll have 35 laps to go. Chapeau and Quick are on the front row for this restart. Chapeau was able to get by Quick here by using that top line on the restart. We'll see what happens here on this one. And Chapeau gets a launch in the Echo Park restart zone, and we're back racing here from Bristol. And Chapeau has gotten a pretty decent launch here. As now things move back here to second place. Where those guys who are feeding off the top are still feeding off the top, and Muniz has a problem. Caution's out. The 48's involved. And we'll go to the bump cam and we will watch what happened. Just going into the corner here, watching. So two kind of separate spins here. Muniz didn't actually spin. Hamitat did. But I think he was trying to avoid his teammate in the 81 machine of Muniz. I don't know if it's because Muniz clipped the apron a tiny bit, hitting the asphalt instead of the concrete. That's what got him around. But while doing that, they got the 48 machine and Pamtat also around, trying to avoid the 81 machine, who kind of didn't need that mistake. You can see here he moved from being the last car in to now being 9 points out. I mean, he got stage points there in stage 1. He got 8 points, but the issue is he needs to continue to do that. And I'll also move that 8 machine currently as the last car in by 1 point. Speaking of 8 machine, I think again he had problems. The lights are still on the iRacing.com pace car. Still Eric Chapeau out front, number 97 machine. I think he's going to choose the bottom again, probably on this race, because he made it work pretty well on the last one. So yeah, Muniz is currently 11 points back. And I mean, we saw him make decent time there. I don't know. We'll see if we can look from the chase camera. It doesn't really look like any sort of damage on this target machine, but he's still on the Bristol pit road. Our first caution for incident just happened here. So we're going to get ready to go back racing here from the Bristol Moore Speedway. It's still Chapeau and Quick on the front row, followed by Clisters, Freeze, Surat, Matt Cherry, Anthony Landry, Chris Gale, Tresnott, Caleb Breeze, your top 10. I don't know if exactly in that order, because they were all moving around there. And Storm Paxton's back in the lobby, still 20 laps. Now he's 20 laps down. So I think the goal of his race is just to finish it Right now, it's not looking good because guys he's currently behind in points are in the top 10 over the next 3 laps to potentially earn stage points. Again, Drapeau's able to get a decent launch there and jump out front here on that 89 machine. Matt Quick is not going to be side by side for second here, but 25 and 89. Brain using that bottom of the racetrack here. Maybe he learned something from Muniz there. Potentially help save some tires. He goes back up to the top to block that 89, getting actually a hole for that 23 machine of Kevin Freeze to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Storm Patterson, you can see there, 22 laps down, is back on the racetrack. Seeing if he can, stop the bleeding, see if there's anyone else who can get out of this race to potentially get him back in there. As the 89 machine had a moment there off turn number 4, it got loose on him. Had to corral it, lost the spot to Freeze, was able to get it back corralled before losing the spot to the 35 machine of Sawyer-Ott. Again, this is your best battle on the racetrack. I mean, these 4 cars are underneath the blanket here. 92 and 45 are side by side. Here comes Storm Patterson. He's got some work to do if he wants to attempt to even get in any decent position here. Same thing with that 9 machine of Chris Gale. He's got to find a way to gain some sort of points here. He needs to currently finish 5 spots better than where he is in this race. Has an opportunity to earn some stage points here. Unlike that 8 machine of Storm Patterson. Came in tied for that last spot in the playoffs. I think he might have had the tiebreaker. I think it might have actually went to Cherry. I'm not 100% sure. I'm about 20% sure. I'm not 100% sure. So those two are racing side by side here. As here goes the 35 machine down to the bottom of the racetrack. Kind of trying to play a little bit of defense here. He's still running the bottom of the racetrack. All right. Goes down to the bottom of the racetrack to let his teammate by. Now it's going to make Gale go to the top of the racetrack here. See what he can do. All right. That was a interesting moment here. He's actually going to get just trained on the top here. As he's now going to shut the door on that 48 machine of Muniz. And there actually goes the 35 machine. Has a moment off of turn number 2. I don't think he hit anything there, so we'll keep it green. And still the 97 machine of Eric Chapeau out front with 17 laps to go, coming to 16 laps to go on the stage. Freeze is starting to reel in that 25 machine of Brandon Klusterhuis. Again, using the bottom like we saw a lot of guys making passes earlier. Very, very surprising when we saw those guys use the bottom to make those passes here. Not good news for Storm Patterson, who is currently 22 laps down. Brian Werman has gone 7 laps down. If he does get back on the racetrack, could potentially limit any sort of laps Storm gets back. Miguel's reeled back in that 45 machine of Matt Cherry. Was able to get back to that back bumper here. Currently sitting about a 10th and a half behind him. And his laps start to tick down here in stage number 2. 13 to go. Seeing what he can do. Looks like he might have got a little bit tight, maybe a little bit loose there. Off that most recent corner. Battle for seconds heating up here. It's actually been heated. Between that 25 and that 23 machine. Wow, don't look now. Ryan Muniz has worked his way up into the top 10. Currently singing 9th, trying to chase down that 67 machine to get him behind both Gale and Cherry, who's currently chasing. Sorry, he's currently chasing Cherry right now. He's currently 1 point back. So he needs to at least see if he can get this spot, give him another stage point, put him in a better position going into the final stage of the race. Cherry's gone to the top of the racetrack to defend this spot against the 9 machine and Chris Gale. As we still have 9 laps to go here in stage number 2. Gale got 1 stage point to Cherry's 3. So Gale's got some work to do here. You need to get by Cherry and hope Cherry could potentially lose a spot here. Spot 2 over the next couple laps here. His laps are still starting to wind down here. 7 to go in the stage. Decent run this time. Cherry wasn't able to gap him a lot. It's a battle for seconds. Also still a simmering point here. As Freeze finally got to the inside of Brandon. Was unable to do anything with it. Falls back to about 0.2 of a second behind him. So we'll still keep it here on the battle for 6th. As there is still 5 laps to go here in stage number 2. 100 laps to go in the race. Muniz goes to the top to try to get by. This is 67 to Reese. He did that perfectly fine. Now he sets his eyes on both Cherry and Gale. Right now the difference between Muniz and Cherry is 1 point. These guys are trying to see if they can settle this here. Cherry did lose that spot here, so move Muniz up. Muniz is still trying to work around Cherry here as we got 3 laps to go in the stage. Still no pass made for second here in the stage. I think Brandon's trying to play his best Ryan Newman right now here with 2 laps to go. And he's doing a pretty gosh darn good job about it. Look back here, also the battle for 7th. 2 battles on the racetrack are pretty heated right now. And I think everything comes said and done. Eric Chapeau will win stage number 2, so he'll sweep the stages tonight, giving him a pretty decent buffer. Brandon Klusterhuis comes home 2nd. Kevin Freeze comes home 3rd. Matt Quick comes home 4th. The 92 machine and Landry comes home 5th. Chris Gale comes home 6th. Matt Cherry 7th. Muniz 8th. Reese 9th. And Josh Coley will round out your top 10. Alright. We'll get these points entered into my spreadsheet so we can have them exact for you. Here on your graphic. I think that should be the last time I need that page open, but we will not close it just quite yet. We go in here, upload a new spreadsheet. Spreadsheet's inserted, all right. Got the stage results imported. We will browse. We will go into this. All right, so that's all done. Now we come in here. And we'll give you a full scope of your points. All right, let's take a look here. So Kevin Hash has advanced. So Eric Chapeau would be currently in a spot to advance. Brandon Klusterhuis would be in a spot to advance. And right now it would be Matt Cherry over Ryan Muniz by 2 points. Storm Patterson, unfortunately, 22 laps down. Just there's not much time left for him to make up the ground. Unfortunately, I think he would need a lot of wrecks and whatnot to make up those 4 points. Quick, again, seeing 16 points back. There's not 16 spots on the racetrack for him to gain those spots. So he would need to win the race. Again, it's 2 points, 3 points, and Storm 4 points back, but again, does not have 4 spots right now to gain to get back in to the Final Four. But a quick run through your running order here. It's Drapeau, Clusterus, Landry, Freeze, Cherry, Quick, Muniz, Gale, Coley, Reese, your top 10. We will have 90 laps here tonight to determine who your Final Four is. And so we'll come into the Echo Park restart zone. Could potentially be for the last time tonight and get back racing here from Bristol. Drapeau again has made excellent work on restarts tonight. Was able to get Brandon by 0.3 a second here. Muniz is currently in over Cherry. This will be the battle we're watching most of the night here as he's worked his way back up to 6th. Just hopefully doesn't step on it like he did earlier. As things start to back up here behind the 23 machine of Freeze. So right now the gap is 3 points between Cherry and Muniz for that final spot. So that'll be something we'll keep an eye on. Quick, again, he's in a must-win situation here. Has ran a decent race most of the night. Finished second stage 1. Finished fourth in stage 2. Again, just such a tough points position to come back from. Just unfortunately can't do it. As Muniz and Cherry are currently running back-to-back on the racetrack here. Also is Chris Gale running back there behind him. So the 3 guys within a opportunity to make moves here on that final spot in the playoff Final Four are currently running 7th, 8th, 9th on the racetrack. Fortunately, Gale has to find 4 spots out of this. Muniz has been running the bottom pretty well tonight, so he's eventually, when things start to wear out, I think he could see himself advancing forward through the field here and putting a little bit more of a gap onto him. Still Eric Drapeau out front. He's led majority of this race. Might have already clinched himself most laps led. As we are past halfway, so he's got himself another point there. Drapeau, again, unless something terminally goes wrong with this car, should be in a decent spot to make his way into the next round. Muniz is trying to catch up to the 33 machine, Josh Cully. Again, he's using the bottom of the racetrack here. It's all behind that 89 machine and Matt Quick, who again, he needs to win this race to make it on to the next round of the playoffs. As this is the closest battle on the racetrack, the battle for 5th on the racetrack. Coley is trying to reel in Quick, who's Coley's being currently tracked down by that 81 machine of Muniz. As caution's out, the 23 machine of Freeze is involved. We'll go see what happened to the 23 machine of Kevin Freeze. As this is a little too far back. Sorry, forward, so we need to go a little further back. What happened to him? Is this going to be the classic get loose, try to save it? It does look like that. This and Dover is kind of one of those well-known tracks for getting loose like this. And unfortunately is what happened to Freeze. Just got loose off turn number 4. And that's what sent him around. But he'll come down pit road. Put new tires onto it, as it's been kind of a split field here, as it looks like top 6 on the racetrack. Actually, there's more than that. No, it is. Your top 6 on the racetrack stayed out. Everyone else came down pit road. I know there was a question about points. We'll give you another look at your points here. Here they are. Again, Kevin Hash has advanced into the next round. Taking a look at things here, Brandon Kluster, who currently has an 18-point buffer to Muniz, to Cherry. Muniz has a 4-point buffer to Cherry. Storm currently in a position not to gain any spots, but take a car or four to come out of this race for him to be in a decent spot. Gale, again, needs to find 6 or so spots on the racetrack. Cherry needs to find 4 or so spots. So that's what the points currently look like here with 75 laps to go. So we'll reset your running order here. It's Japot, Klusterhus, Landry, Quick, Muniz, Rittenauer. Those guys all stayed out underneath this caution. Cully, Cherry, Gale, Sawyer, round out your top 10. Pamatas 11th, Trustnot's 12th. Caleb Reese 13th. 14th is Zach Kreiser. 15th, Kevin Hash. 16th, Caribbean. And 17th, the last car on the lead lap, will be Kevin Freeze. The lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. And I have a feeling this will not be the last time we come into the Echo Park restart zone to restart this race. We'll have 74 laps to go. Here from Bristol. You know, I would say a pretty decent start here from Japot on the top, on the bottom here. And as Brandon Kluster looks to the bottom of the racetrack here, trying to challenge, see if he can get anywhere near him here. Looking at Chris Gale, he's trying to take advantage of those fresh tires while he can here. Him and Coley were the first 2 cars on him. You can see there, Gale's currently 3 points back. So now go to the bottom of the racetrack here, see if we can have the inside 81 machine of Muniz. Those 3 cars in front of Gale's, those 3 spots he needs. Can he do it here? Muniz is going to get by the 92 machine of Landry using the top of the racetrack. The caution's out. And I am trying to see why. Let's just go to the blimp cam and click replay. I'm not real sure. All right. That's the wrong button. I clicked the wrong button. All right. Let's go about a minute back. Let's see. Was it Kreiser? Carabina? Wasn't Freeze. Maybe it was Storm? Storm just give a little nudge here to the 67 machine. Oh, it's a 33 machine Josh Cully. Alright, we found it. Alright, there we go. What happens to Cully? Does he clip? Oh, he did the same thing Muniz did. Clip the apron. Oh, and it just got loose for him off of 4. I was about to say I don't see why caution because it was off the racetrack until the very end there, where Tristan out was coming through. So there's our caution. 33 machine of Josh Cully. Gain loose. Corner exit. And again, I still don't think this is the final time we will see a caution tonight. Things are going to start heating up. Guys are going to start getting desperate here. I mean, we need to take a look at things here. Chris Gale currently running 5th. He has to gain 3 spots, so he needs to get up to currently 2nd. Running in 5th. Look at Matt Cherry. He's back in 8th. He needs to make up 6 spots. He needs up to 2nd place. He needs to essentially get in front of Muniz. Muniz just needs to maintain where he's at. He's at 4 points over both of them. And then Storm just needs to hope the whole entire field wrecks. And it takes out enough cars for him to get into the next round. Yes, I will agree. He's currently in position for Japot to lose this race. He's done an amazing job. I think he's led
every lap, maybe except for one here tonight. As we're back racing from Bristol. Again, another amazing start by Drapeau here. As here comes Muniz on the top of the racetrack. We've seen him work the bottom pretty well here, as here goes to the bottom right here on the inside of Brandon Klusterhuis. Almost got run over there by his teammate, the 48 machine of Pamitat. Pamitat was one of those guys who did come down pit road 2 cautions ago. So he's setting himself in a pretty decent spot right now, being the highest guy on tires. And unfortunately, Gale has fallen back to 8th as Cherry has moved his way up. Currently tied for that last spot in the playoffs. And actually getting the... Yeah, it's still a tight spot here for that last spot. And still, it is Eric Drapeau out front. Drapeau's running the top, Klusterhuis on the bottom, trying to block Pamitat. Here comes Cherry. He's going to go to the top here, see if he can make anything work on the outside of Pamitat. Getting a decent run, stick it to the back bumper of that 48 machine going into turn number 1. Get a little bit loose there, does Cherry in the 45 machine. Cherry won Atlanta to earn his spot here in the round of 8. Currently trying to point his way in, has that 1 point buffer over the 81 machine of Muniz. As here comes Gale. Gale is again on fresher tires than Muniz. So potentially a strategy call to stay out there, thinking that at the time, 16 lap tires would not be a problem, starting to make a difference here for some of these guys, as we have 59 laps to go. And there goes the 33 machine around again. That should be off the racetrack. We'll keep it green, and that puts us back into a tied point situation between the 81 and the 45. Again, our 3 cars battling at the buffer zone are currently racing against each other. 4th, 5th, and 6th on the racetrack. Gil right now, he's 4 points back, so he's in 6th place. He needs to essentially finish 2nd, the same spot we were talking about earlier. Muniz, he's tied with Cherry. He essentially don't think has a tiebreaker over Cherry. Cherry's looking the best out of him so far. 56 laps to go. Still the 97 machine of Eric Drapeau out front. We go back to the battle for 4th on the racetrack and in the points positions. I mean, there's also battles back here. You got battle for 9th heating up. The 92s on the inside of 89 and Matt Quick. Quick currently still is in a must-win situation, 20 points behind 4th place in points. Cherry's been able to use that top to essentially maintain that spot here, but we did see it. The further these runs go on, the guys who choose to run the bottom and have been able to essentially get by on the bottom of the racetrack. Something I'm usually not used to seeing here on iRacing.com More Sports Simulations. There goes the 33 machine of Josh Colley with that damaged front end. In fact, Gale was about ready to get in the back bumper of that 81 machine of Muniz, but he won't. He'll lose a spot to Freeze, who's running the top of the racetrack. By the way, the battle for the lead is also heating up here, as the battle for 4th on the racetrack's been simmering for a while. Klusterhuis running the bottom of the racetrack compared to Drapeau's the top of the racetrack here. Closest to the lead's been since, as I want to say, they dropped the green flag. Drapeau gets in the wall a little bit there. Will help him in that corner to defend that spot. Go back here. Muniz within 1/10 of a second here. Also has Freeze charging the top of the racetrack. So he's going to lose a spot for the moment. Unless Freeze wants to take it 3 wide. Which I Wouldn't be shocked if Freeze does. There he goes, top 3. It's going to be very, very tight. It'll work itself out here. As here goes Freeze. He's going to work that 45 machine out of the way, giving an opportunity for Muniz to try to take advantage of it. Oh, Cherry gets in the back of Freeze. This is not what Cherry needs. Can't be earning yourself a 4X. I understand Freeze moved you out of the way, but you just can't earn that. You're costing yourself here. You lost 2 spots in the process of that. As Muniz is now challenging Freeze on the bottom of the racetrack here. Muniz is the cutoff point. Gale's 3 points back, currently still tied with Cherry. Out front, the lead has grown to about 0.2 of a second here, but here comes the 48 machine and Brandon Hamtat trying to make things interesting. Getting the way things are currently running, Gale needs to get 4 spots. He needs to get up to second place if he wants to make it into the round of 4. Getting by Muniz will not do that. Is I think Muniz should just try to go and defend that spot against Gale instead of continuing to try and take that spot from Freeze. Because if Gale gets by, he still has to make up 2 spots after that. Still out front here, Depoe's been maintaining well on that top groove here. So coming to 41 laps to go. Going back here for Freeze hasn't essentially driven away from the 81 machine here. And so here goes the 81 machine into the back bumper of the 23 machine of Freeze. Taking a look at lap times here. 15.5s are what being ran. As Muniz, again, this is what we saw earlier. There was a certain point where if you run the bomb, you just essentially seem to be able to just get clear. As we go back up to second here, nothing's really changed here. The lead's actually increased a tiny bit. Back for fourth, Muniz does get by Freeze. Had the opportunity to clear him, but he didn't. So now that's 4 spots that Gale needs. Essentially putting him in a spot again where he needs to finish second on the racetrack. But unfortunately, he's 2.4 seconds behind second place on the racetrack. Back to the race lead. Back to the race lead. Brandon Kluster is side by side with Eric Chapeau. Again, this was kind of what we saw there with the battle between Muniz and Freeze. Guys who seem to run the bomb a little bit longer are eventually going to get the advantage of guys who run the top. I'm so willing to bet that Chapeau's right front tire might be a little bit too hot, might be worn off. You're having a little bit more difficulty to turn here center of the corner. Giving the guys who decide to run the bomb the opportunity to get by. And you can see right there, Chapeau got into a little bit of the wall here. As Kluster who does get by, he'll take over the race lead, 35, 34 laps to go. Muniz has gapped Freeze by half a second, 0.7 of a second here. Pamtat now is going to challenge Chapeau here. 33 laps to go. And it's now the Brandon and Brandon show out front. As Pamtat was able to get by the 97 machine of Chapeau. Again, Muniz, he's singing the best spot right now. He's got 4 points over Gale. Gale's running back in 6th spot, losing ground, and almost about ready to lose spots here to the 92 machine of Landry. Just trying to make sure we're not missing anything else on the racetrack. That battle for 6th is the hottest battle on the racetrack. I mean, the battle for the race lead is boiling hot. It's been the hottest it's been all night long. I mean, if you take a look at your burner, it's glowing red. As Klusterhoos all over the back. Sorry, Pamtat's all over the back bumper of Klusterhoos here. We'll try to see if we can run the top. Doesn't make any sort of progress. We'll go back to the top here. Brandon will try to go block him here. I mean, if I was Klusterhoos' spot, I would just let Pamtat go. You're in a spot to make it on into the next round. There's just no point right now to potentially get wrecked. There's no point to the madness. We'll take a quick look at their points here. We'll toggle everything and show your points. Brandon would be the points leader. He's got, doing quick math, almost 20 points on Muniz. Don't want that buffer to shrink. So if I was closer, I would let Pam Attack go and just run around, let it do your thing. By the way, here comes Muniz into the picture. Surprising for a guy who's been out on the racetrack for 67 laps to have as much pace as he does. By the way, Storm does have an opportunity here. He did get around the 74 machine of Wortman. It just has to hope that Coley and Hash don't get back out on the racetrack to have an opportunity to make it on into the next round here. Also need to hope for a caution to bunch everything back up. As we're under 25 laps to go, 24. The next time across the line, it'll come to 23 laps to go. Battle for 7th is also heating up here. This is all behind Gale, who still needs those 4 spots to make any sort of push into the next round. Still Brandon Klusser, who's out front. It's kind of pulled away a tiny bit here. Muniz is currently challenging Depoe for 3rd. So it's Brandon currently being followed by 3 PPR teammates here. 22 laps to go. And this is the spiciest action we have on the racetrack. They will have to deal with lap traffic eventually here, as the 12 machine of Chrysler is currently in turns 1 and 2, and the race later is just also in 1 and 2. Brandon's pulled out to about a half a second lead here over that 48 machine of Pamitat, as here goes Drapeau on the inside. Pamitat here with 19 laps to go. Pamitat brushes the wall a tiny bit here, and laps are starting to wind down. It's now 5 points to buffer. As I was able to get around both Landry and Gale. Storm, again, will be sitting 4 points back here, because I don't know if Freeze will get back on the racetrack at any point in time here. Battle for 2nd is really, really heated up here. Drapeau, Pamitat, Muniz. As Pamitat's going to lose both spots here, I think those tires might have finally given out. As Muniz will now set his eyes on the inside of the number 97 machine, Drapeau coming to 15 laps to go. Gill's on the verge of potentially losing another spot here, getting around lap traffic. The 12 machine Chrysler, 92 of Landry, working the top of the racetrack here right now, seeing what he can do. 25 machine of Klisser, who's pulled out to about a second lead over Drapeau, who's currently being challenged by the 81 machine of Muniz. We'll have 13 laps to go next time by. And Storm is still on the racetrack, but did not gain that spot on Coley. Coley did get back on the racetrack. So, I mean, he did have an opportunity to get 2 points there. It's just, again, that's not enough time. 12 laps to go. So, Brandon Klusser is out front. He's got about 0.8 of a second lead here. Pamitat's fallen a second off of these guys. Landry has not caught Gale yet. Cherry, where he's sitting at, needs 7 spots. He needs to get up to 2nd place, but he's 6 seconds behind the leader. 11 laps to go. Muniz still trying to work to take 2nd place here. I think he will have it this time. Move that target number 81 machine up into 2nd place. He's got 10 more laps. Carabina's starting to reel in the number 45 machine at Cherry. This is for 9th on the racetrack. Start Ott's reeling in the 48 machine at Pamitat. This is for 4th on the racetrack. Landry has fallen off Chris Gale a tiny bit. Freeze has just maintained in 6th. Muniz is trying to reel in Klusterhuis for the race lead. 7 laps to go when they come across the line this time. Just taking a look at things. Cherry and Carabiner are racing for 9th on the racetrack. This is not what Cherry needs to see here. He'll lose the spot, I think, because again, this is what we've seen all night long. He lost a spot. 6 laps to go. Muniz, again, he has reeled in the 25 machine of Brandon Klusterhuis. Can Brandon hold off for 5 more laps? Again, we've seen it all night long with this 81 machine. He's worked that bottom of the racetrack real well. It saves, I feel like it just saves the right front tire as we come to 4 laps to go. Muniz a tiny bit ahead here into the corner. Brandon will get the advantage going down the back straightaway. We get ready to come off at turn number 4. We approach 3 more laps to go. Contact's made. 87 machine of Muniz is into the wall. The caution's out. This is not what we need to see. This moves Storm back into a position to potentially point his way into the final 4. Let's take a look at the replay here. These two were racing hard for the race lead here. Again, Muniz was just the faster car on the racetrack. And I need to take a look at this one more time. That Brandon was probably going to go all the way to the wall. He didn't. And then when he makes contact with him, it just gets his car loose enough. Noses it into the wall. Unfortunately, does not get hit by anyone else. It was just hard racing. He thought Brandon potentially was going to go over the wall. He didn't. And that might be the nail in the final coffin for Muniz's hopes and dreams of making it into the final 4. I mean, where he's currently sitting, he's sitting right now, he's being listed as the 10th place car. He'd have, and there he goes, he starts losing spots. Chris Gale is currently sitting 4 points back. Storm Patterson, who had connections issues earlier, is currently sitting in a spot right now. He doesn't have any sort of spots to gain. He will not gain any more spots throughout this race to make it. Chris Gale sitting back in 9th place. He did come down pit road. There is an opportunity for him. Bram Tamatat is on pit road here. So there's a spot. He's got 3 points to make up 3 spots. I mean, the top 5 cars stayed out on the racetrack. So there is the opportunity for him to gain those 3 spots. These guys are out here 93 laps, somebody 7 laps, somebody 7 laps, potentially to come out here and point his way in. Cherry's also another situation, a little bit better of a situation for him. I mean, there's a few more cars for him to pass. Has to get by Gale, who's going to be starting the outside lane. Cherry, we're starting the inside lane. Again, these guys are in a much better spot to point their way in compared to the 8 machines from Patterson. Looking at Muniz, he's currently sitting 6 points back. That machine is all used up. Unfortunately, I think that's it. It's over for him. He needs to find 7 spots on the racetrack. There might be 7 spots he can find. He needs to get up to 7th place, but I don't think that car can do it. We'll go over your running order here on this restart. It's Kluster, Chapeau, Sawyer, Ott, Matthew Carabine, and Tresnot. Those guys stayed out on the racetrack. Kevin Freeze is the first car on tires. He's back in 6th place. Everyone behind Freeze took tires. Gale has to gain 1 spot to move on into the next round of the playoffs. And here we go. We're back racing. Brandon gets an amazing jump here. He'll have the blockers behind him. All he needs to do here is to come off at turn number 4. The caution's back out. We'll go into our final attempt at an overtime. It looks like the 92 machine, Landry, is involved in this caution. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, it just got loose off turn 4. Honestly, we could have kept it green. He was off the racetrack. We could have kept that one green. In my all honest opinion here. But this will set us up what should be our final attempt at overtime. As they're going to clear the top here, it should be an opportunity for the 67 machine of Caleb Reese to get one of his 2 laps back here. Again, there's currently a tie for 4th in points. Chris Gill needs to gain 1 more spot. I mean, the spots are there for him to gain. Sarat is out on 81 lap old tires. Chapeau 97. Klusterhuis out there on 97 lap old tires. He's also got to worry about Freeze. Freeze will be starting in the outside lane here. Maybe he can work a little bit of magic here to do this. Who the hell knows? When we come into our final attempt at overtime to determine the last spot in the playoffs. The round of 4. Lights are still on the iRacing.com pace car, by the way. We'll reset your running order. It's Klusterhuis, Chapeau. Klusterhuis is taking the bomb. Storat, Freeze, your first 2 rows. You got Chris Gale, followed by the 19 machine Matthew Carabino. You got Tresnant, Zach Kreiser, Brandon Pamitat, Matt Cherry. And Cherry needs to gain 3 spots. That's what he needs to gain. Gale needs to gain 2 to be safe. We will see how it all unfolds here. For one last time, we are into the Echo Park restart zone. We're back racing here at Bristol. Brandon took the bottom, got an amazing jump. Gale was able to get ahead of Freeze, actually gets into Freeze. The caution will come out. And Brandon Klusterhuis should be your race winner tonight. And when everything's all said and done, we'll let timing and scoring figure itself out here. How is this going to be scored? Brandon Klusterhuis will be your race winner tonight. He will lock himself in with a win into the final 4. Then taking a look at that final spot is a current tie between Cherry and Storm. This is interesting. I do not know how this is going to be scored. I am not at all sure. We'll pull Dylan in to figure out how this is all figured out. First things first, we'll pull in the 25 machine and Brandon Klusterhuis. We'll get this interview done, because I know this is an interview he has been waiting to do all season long. Brandon? 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 Brandon?
I gotta find my button.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Soaking it in.
You know, as you should, because you know what this win did?
We're going to Homestead, baby.
Well, we're actually going to Charlotte, but you're going to the Final Four. After a unfortunate wreck last week at Talladega, kind of grim hopes you're now winning here at Bristol and punching your spot into the next round.
Yeah. First off, battling hard. I know I was crowding the 81. Didn't expect him to spin like that, so I'd like to apologize to those guys because that wasn't the intention. I knew it was going to be a hard fought last 5 laps to the end, and I wanted it to come down to side-by-side finish. So sucks for that, but I've basically had so many top 5s and top 10s this season that I had to get at least one win. So I'm very happy to do it here. It's Bristol, baby.
It is Bristol, baby. You're one of the top 3 cars all night long. I would say it was you, Poe, and then Muniz. So you 3 seem to figure it out some here tonight.
I was out to lunch those first 2 stages and then just buckled down and saved some tires and thought I was cruising to a win, and then I had a bunch of challengers all the way to the end, so it definitely was earned. It was quite the friggin' battle. But yeah, I'm happy that the Iron Thunder Racing Network car won in the Iron Thunder Racing Network sponsored race. That meant a lot to me, so I'm very happy I got done. Thanks to the JCOM boys for getting this all done, and Dylan for admin and everything, and this one hell of a race, man.
Well, you get to go out next week at Charlotte, race 300 miles to try to claim the Season 10 championship. How does that feel?
I won my Coke 600 NIS split, so I got plenty of practice there, and I expect the same result as this week.
Well, we'll look forward to it next week at Charlotte, man. Congratulations winning here at Bristol. We'll see you next week in the Final Four, man.
Sounds good, man. I don't know. Can I drive to victory lane in this spot?
You know, yes, you can. You can actually drive to victory lane.
Oh,
here.
I can go. I'm pulling her in.
Yes,
I just got to find the pull off for it. Is that back stretch or front stretch?
I don't know, just pull into one of them. I think it's the front stretch.
Okay, well, we're gonna wave to the fans here, and I'm gonna pull this baby into victory lane.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that while we interview everyone else, man.
Sounds good.
As that was race winner 25 Machine Brain Clusers. He's gonna pull into victory lane. Well, I can't interview Poe because he's in what we call the Winner's Lounge. And I can't interview Soyrat because he's also in the Winner's Lounge. I don't want to pull him out. So they're doing stuff there. Yeah, everyone's busy right now. Second place, Sergio Poe is currently talking to some people in a locked channel that I don't have access to with our third place finisher tonight, Soyrat. Treston's currently streaming with some people. I'd love to hear Muniz's opinion here and things, but he's currently streaming with people. And I don't know who the I don't know who the last spot in the playoffs is, because if I pull that up on screen here, we had a tie. I don't know who the tiebreaker goes to. I'm not sure. By the way, there's cars in Victory Lane, but Victory Lane is not being shown up back there. Everyone I need to talk to is currently talking in the Winners Lounge. I can't interrupt them. And that message was retracted. I'm glad, because I was about ready to delete that message. So, yeah. I guess we'll take a time to go over your results. Again, it was Brandon Klusser who won the race tonight, followed by Eric Chapeau, Sawyer Knott, Kevin Freeze, Tresnott, your top 5. Matt Cherry comes from 6th, Matthew Carabiner 7th, Zach Kreiser 8th, Matt Quick 9th, and Chris Gill will round out your top 10. Look at 11th through the rest of the field. You see Ray Rittenauer, Brandon Pamitat, Anthony Landry, Ryan Muniz, Caleb Reese, Storm Patterson, Josh Coley, Brian Wortman, and Kevin Hash. All right, we got someone who's finally ready for an interview. We'll pull him up into the booth. A guy who gave a hard-fought while to potentially make his way into the next round, but unfortunately, wrecked the car. It's Ryan Muniz.
Hello.
Hello. You came home 14th, 2 laps down with I'm seeing a black bar around your name. Hell of an effort tonight.
Yeah, boys back at the PPR shop put in a really good car for us today. Just was not meant for us, unfortunately. Got doored. It's the way people want to race today. We go out there and we preach about taking our time and just being patient with each other, and then we just do that. I just don't understand.
This is a very interesting thing to see there. He said he was crowding you, trying to run you a little bit tough. I mean, it's for a win. Also in a situation where, he doesn't know the point situations. You're not 100% sure in the point situation. It's a who the hell knows kind of situation there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not our night.
I mean, you put in a valiant effort. I mean, you were one of the I would say the top 3 cars in the field tonight. You just had something on the bottom of the racetrack I didn't see out of anyone else.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just saving tires down there, not really pushing, and hoping everything would win our way, but it didn't.
Fortunately, it did not. But hey, we get to go to Charlotte next week.
Yeah, I don't know if the hauler might even make it down there. We might get caught in an accident on the way. But
Whoa.
I think we're going to sell the hauler, to be honest with y'all.
No.
We're going overseas. I think we're going to go Japan racing next week, so schedule's going to be looking busy.
No, we're in Charlotte next week, man.
Yeah, we'll see if the 81 team shows up.
I think the 81 team will show up next week.
I think so, too.
I'm glad the 81 team will show up next week, all right?
Maybe with a new name on the roof, though.
No, it's gonna say Muniz. It's gonna be the same name, man. Well, I do feel bad for you tonight, man. You put in a valiant effort. You got up to 3rd in stage 1. You're in decent stage points. Just a unfortunate ending for you.
Yeah, we had a really good car. Can't thank PPR enough. Brandon, Storm, can't thank them enough for giving me an opportunity out here.
I'm gonna let you go down there. Continue to debrief it out. Take the bullets out of the gun. That kind of stuff.
All right, good talking with you, Alex.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you next week, man.
We'll see.
We will see you next week. Oh, he left. All right, Japo's in race control. I'm just gonna pull him up into the booth. All right, he's our 2nd place finisher tonight. He won both stages. Can I now pull him up into the booth? Can I pull him into the booth? I cannot pull him into the booth. I cannot pull him into the booth. All right, everyone else I want to interview is busy. So I think that's where we're gonna. I think that's where we're gonna call it. As much as I want to continue to sit here and wait until. Oh, maybe I can. Okay, there you go. I can now pull him in the booth. All right. We got second place finisher tonight. Eric Chapeau. Hello. Eric?
Yes, sir.
You finished second tonight and won both stages.
Yeah, it was an exhausting one. Brandon, got to give him all the credit in the world, man. He drove that thing in that second half of the race to the very limit. Like, I knew the middle lane was the best one to give yourself a gap, just to basically use as much of the clean air you can, and it disturbs the both lanes at the same time. But he was able to stay in the bottom and prevent me from taking off like I did in the first two stages. And props to him, man. He drove a hell of a race. It was a bit tough at the end to try to maintain and save tires. I thought about pinning on that first green white checker to take tires and get a strategical advantage, even though there would have been traffic. But it wasn't about the transfer at that point. It was just about the race win, because with the stage points and everything, as long as I stood my ground in the top 5, it was a safe transfer for next week. So there's a lot of positives to take from that one. It's been a while since I've led that many laps in this league. It's been a tough season for sure compared to what I usually am able to pull off. And Charlotte's a good track for me, so looking forward for next week for sure.
I'm also excited for next week. You ready to run 300 miles? Though? It's been a while since we ran a 300-mile race there.
Yeah, it's all about patience, all about knowing what the tires are going to do. Like tonight, I knew if you have to run side by side for a while, you're going to just burn your stuff up. And fortunately, it's what happened to the other guys at the start of the race when I caught the 89 sleeping on the first start. I just cleared myself by 3 seconds. I'm like, all right, if you are able to get the clean air, you can drive away from the field. But like I said, kudos to 25. He did a hell of a job to make sure I didn't drive away from the pack. And the next week's going to definitely be exciting. It's a good track. I know Charlotte's kind of tough on tires as well, so it's going to be all about managing strategy. Make sure you've got your best stuff at the best time. I did not expect Bristol to be this short on yellows. Like, we basically got 5 yellows or 6 with the green whites at the end. So it was a clean race overall, and looking forward for next week for sure.
I'm also very excited for next week, man. Your second place finish tonight, your 2 stage wins have secured your spot into the final 4, joining Brandon and Hash. I still have no clue who's the 4th driver yet. I don't know if anyone knows that yet.
It's been debated for sure. I heard some whispers, but I'm not gonna speculate. I assume it's pretty close because it was before we started at night, and there's a lot of points to add up. On the it's just been unfortunate for Ryan. I think his incident with Brandon wasn't on either of them. It's just a racing deal with 2 laps to go. It's just unfortunate because I thought he had enough to transfer, especially he did good on stages, was second at that time. It just things that happens Bristol, man. If you touch a car the wrong way, you get sideways, or
Right.
he gets sideways and he collects you. So there's not much there to be done. It's just unfortunate. But and Storm having his computer issues as well. It's a bit sad for the team, but I'm going to try to carry that flag for next week.
Well, I mean, there is a potential Storm still in the final 4. I don't.
Yep.
Because the way I had it, it was a tie for 4th between him and Cherry, and fortunately, the people I could ask are having a powwow in there, and I can't ask them. So.
Yeah, they're debating the final caution, which is influencing the final results and points. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of it.
Very, very interesting. Well, congratulations on your second place finish and your spot into the final 4. Before we let you go, is there anyone like to give a shout out to, a quick thank you for?
Yeah, obviously SFTV carrying the colors for me and Luke this season. Luke had professional duties, other engagements tonight, so he got replaced by Anthony, who did kind of good. I know he got involved in a wreck later on, but as someone who's mostly a road course guy, jumping into the car at Bristol, not the easiest challenge, and he did pretty good. So gonna shout him out for that. Thanks for the ITRL and for putting up that broadcast. I love the work you do and all the effort it takes. I know what it is doing it myself in French. And thanks to everyone at the ITRL for putting this up. It's going to be an exciting race next week. Looking forward to it.
I'm also looking forward to it. Congratulations on your second place finish, and we'll see you next week, man.
Yes, sir.
As that was second place finish tonight, the 97 machine of Eric Chapeau. Oh, there! Sawyer's in here! Hello! That's our third place
Hey,
finisher.
Alex.
It's been a while since I've spoken to you, man.
I know it's been way too long. I'm happy to be back here. It's taken 16 races this season, but finally got a podium finish.
Yeah, you did. Pretty consistent race rate. You know, I seen you. You had your moments. You were going forward, moving back. You know, tires were fading and whatnot. Pretty consistent night for that 35 machine.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you taking notice. It was probably my best race all season, hands down. I mean, last week was pretty solid. First top 5, so to get my second top 5 of the season tonight feels good. One better, third place. So yeah, I didn't get a lot of practice in. We were pretty slow, and then didn't pick up in qualifying, but started 10th and got some stage points in the first stage. Should have gotten top 5 in the second stage, but I got loose. Luckily, I was able to save it and not wreck, and just didn't lose a lap, didn't hit anything, and then got our track position back, and then we were in a really good spot before the last caution with the 81 and Brandon, but like I was chasing the 97 and all of them down. So if I would have had, I think I would have ran out of laps, but had I had like 10 or 15 more, my tires felt really good, and I maybe could have won the race, but caution gave us another chance. But obviously I'm really happy and proud of Brandon Klusterhuis for winning the race, finally getting that monkey off his back all season at the right time to go to the Final Four. It's a big deal for him, big deal for JCOM Motorsports, to have him. And I think Cherry got in on points. I don't know for sure, but
I had it tied for 4th, so I don't know if it's something different between Dylan or not, but I had it tied, so I don't know.
So we'll just wait till we celebrate on the 45 team. But Cherry coming over for the first time this season, it's been a good fit. Obviously got the win at Atlanta, so just happy with how their season's gone. Obviously me and Tristan have kind of been in the back, but we're getting some good finishes here at the end of the season, which is nice. But yeah, man, just played our cards right, avoided the wrecks at the end to get ourselves in a good spot, and had a good long run car really. And then just had a shootout there to hold them off. I know the 23 and the 9 had tires, so they were going to be desperate. But, ultimately didn't work out. But, yeah, man, really happy with our team. It's been a long season. The beginning was rough. We've had good runs and then not so great runs. Just been slow at some places and then really fast at other places. And had some bad luck. And then, like tonight, just having good luck, it definitely helps. But I like Bristol too, so it's a fun track. We were up on the wheel, ripping the top there most of the run. Just being smart too, running the bottom for a few laps to cool the tires down. Felt like I was managing that well, and like I said at the end, I just with 20 to go, I just let it go, and I was just trying to run qualifying laps every lap. And once I started passing them, I was like, all right, I might have a shot, but just ran out of time. But happy we got a team win, got a JCOM win, and looks like all 4 cars in the top 6. So that's solid.
Very solid night out of that JCOM organization. I mean, you've answered essentially every question I have besides some.
You can ask me anything, Alex. I haven't talked to you all season.
I mean, you answered most of my questions. I could ask you what you had for dinner. That's the only question you haven't answered.
Well, not yet. I'm about to go eat dinner, but it'll be some pulled pork, so it'll be good. Yeah. Looking forward to that. But I do have some more stuff to say. As the league owner, I want to thank you for putting these broadcasts on every week. You're doing a great job. We really appreciate it. And I think all our followers, our fans, and our drivers, family members of all our drivers enjoy it. And, just keep growing this Iron Thunder Racing Network channel is the goal. So everybody watching, if you could share the channel, try to get everybody to subscribe, like our videos. It definitely helps, goes a long way. But yeah, appreciate you, Alex, and appreciate Dylan for making trophies and putting up prize money and obviously managing and running the operations from a admin side, and he's done a lot with the website. Be sure to check that out, IronThunderRacing.com. It's pretty sweet what he's done there. We've got all kind of cool statistics, and we've got a lot of ideas in the pipeline coming up. We will be announcing our next series. We're not sure if it'll be Xfinity truck or ARCA or what, but it'll be something cool. Hopefully in the off season before premiere season 11, 2026. So we'll be releasing that schedule soon as well. But yeah, thanks to the admins, Kevin, that helps out. Storm helps out a lot. My brother Tristan, Brandon. I feel like Gail. A lot of people. We appreciate everybody that chips in, and then obviously all of our drivers. But I just think of Matt Quick and Ray Rittenauer and Kevin and all these people that have been with us since season 1. Even Cherry, Eric. We've added some new people along the way, and that's another thing I want to say is if you're interested, if you want to race, or you know anybody, definitely send them our way. We'll get them set up, and always looking to add some new quality drivers. But enough of my rambling. I guess I also just want to thank my team, Tristan, Cherry, and Brandon for sticking with it this year. I know we'll come back stronger next year. I don't think we have a shot at the team title, even with tonight's. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what the points look like next week, but it'll be a long shot. But yeah, I want to thank my wife, my daughter, everybody in my family that lets me race, and my sponsors, Primo Water, JCOM, ITRN, all of them. Thank you.
All right. Well, that answered my very last question. So that was a good rambling. I appreciated that rambling.
Well, what do you have to think? Because I might not talk to you next week. I'm going to try to finish top 3 at Charlotte. I mean, we're going to try to win, but if I don't talk to you, who do you have to think? What are your takeaways from the season, playoffs especially?
The playoffs have been very exciting. Ever since we got I don't know how to put this because they
a reshuffle.
We had a reshuffling. Things got a little bit more exciting. We had more guys up front being able to compete. We have had some lackluster race, and my honest opinion, Atlanta was a lackluster race. The Milwaukee Mile, the race I sponsored, was just a race on the schedule, but it's the playoffs have been much more exciting than the regular season. Racing's been close, interesting. We've had moments on the racetrack, and it's been exciting to watch, especially tonight. I mean, we had 4 cars underneath a blanket for the race lead there with 20 laps to go. It was just exciting racing all around, and guys have their moments, they have their angers, whatnot, but most of the time they're out there racing with respect and doing what they need to do. So it's been exciting to watch. But I can't lie. Season 11, the microphone's being pushed aside. You might have to find someone else.
Not a lot of caution.
Yeah, the caution count hasn't been bad either, which is not really surprising either. Compared to like the first couple of seasons with the next gen car, the wrecks have gone down. Really great to see. Getting 175 laps in at Bristol done before 10 o'clock is nice.
Yeah, it was a good clean race. Kind of wish we could have ran it all the way green, but I think next week will be solid. Like as far as probably not a lot of cautions. Maybe we'll get a green flag run at the end. That race tends to be a kind of a fuel mileage situation most times, but we'll see. It's been a solid season. Again, appreciate everybody that helps put it on and shows up, makes it fun. So thanks again, Alex. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no problem. Just look for someone next season, because that 69 car is coming back out on the racetrack.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for the heads up. I didn't want to hear that, but I am happy that you'll be getting back out there. That's news here, folks. You heard it. You heard it right here first. It's happening.
It is happening. Congratulations on your P3 finish, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yeah, that's the plan, man. You have a good week, and y'all take care. Later.
That was third place finisher, and Storm wants to talk, so we'll invite Storm into the booth. We'll bring him in here. We'll have a word with him. We'll talk things over. I'm really surprised he's still on his computer. I'm surprised he hasn't contacted his internet provider or whatever the hell the incident was tonight.
Oh, it was the PC. Remember the ticking time bomb comment a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
It blew up finally.
Well, no, it's clearly not. You were able to run 100.
Well, it meant that pisses me off way more. that grinds my gears. That drives me up a wall a little bit more than anything. That it did that once and then never did it again. Did it 5 times in practice and then once in the race and
Was
never
it just
again.
one? I thought it was twice because you got back
It
out
was like
there.
it was like 3 or 4 times. I only got like 30 laps in a practice or something like that.
Well, I'm talking about in the race. I thought it happened twice.
Oh, the second time was my internet. I dropped out.
Okay.
The first time was my PC. What took me out of the race was my PC. By the time I got back in, I was like 11 laps down. And then by the time I got back in again, I was 20 laps down. And then I wrecked under my lucky dog. And then Gail pushed me through pit road. And then everything happened tonight.
Well, here's the plus side. My very truly unofficial results and points had you tied for the last spot.
Well, can I put on my admin hat for a moment?
I don't care.
Has no one told you no one told you the news?
Because the people I wanted to ask have been busy in chats.
I'm here to break the news.
All right, break the news.
I'm here to break the news.
Break the news.
The Final Four does not contain the 8 car. I missed out by 1 point to Matt Terry. To the 45. Yep.
It was one.
So
where did that point come
that
from?
sucks.
That's what I'm trying
1
to figure
point.
Where did that point come from? 'Cause I had it tied.
Well, listen, if you have it disputed, I would love for you to go talk to Dylan because I want to race next week. But if not, then it's fine. I concede. And congratulations to the 45 camp. Congratulations to Brandon Cluser, who's smarter than anything. Drove his ass off tonight. 97 group did a great job. All the PBR guys did a great job tonight. And I think we would have had great pace. I don't know if you caught it at the beginning of the race, but we went from the back to like 5th.
Yeah, you guys were maneuvering the field.
I was moving that first run, and then and then computer went, and then it was downhill from there. So I don't know. It's what it is. It sucks. I think this is the first season in like four seasons or something like that I'm not gonna be in the Final Four. So that blows, but that happens in racing. That happens with this points format. So it is what it is. We'll take it and move on to Charlotte.
Unless I have a state result wrong, I don't know how it's 1 point. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, explain to me how that works then. Explain to me how, because are you calculating his 0? Did he get a 0x tonight?
That I don't know.
Well, he very well could have. I had a chance.
He had 9. Wait, he had 4 incident points.
Okay, so it's not that. Did he have the fastest lap tonight?
No.
Okay. Do you have both of his stage finishes right?
I have him down as finishing 8th in stage 1 and 7th in stage 2.
I'm gonna assume that's right. Oh, Dylan did mention one thing. Apparently, per the finishing order of the yellow, Dylan decided to move people around, and I think he gave him an extra spot from where he finished on track. So I don't know. Vaguely, that's what I heard from Dylan.
Let's go back. We have the power to do this. Let's go back to that last lap.
So I for real had the tiebreaker on your.
I don't know if you had the tiebreaker. That's where I was wondering.
I could have. I've got a second place and 5th last week.
Anyway, let's go to the time of caution. We gotta go to the pace car.
I
Alright.
just want to say the grit that it took to pass 4 cars tonight for me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
so.
it took. Oh, that was quick. All right, so we'll go. His car wasn't even parked. All right, so there's a time of caution. All right, so time of caution. We'll go back and count cars here. So Freeze is ahead of him. Yeah, he would come home. Yeah, that's the point, right there, at the time of caution.
Oh shit!
Yep,
for
that's
real?
that one point.
Yeah,
Yep.
damage.
That sells it. We figured it out. I was very confused by that one point.
Where did he finish on iRacing?
In the sim,
spot
it
back.
had him 6th. He would come home 5th. And that'd be where that point is. If that's how Dylan has the finishing order.
Well, I believe it is, but
So,
yeah, no, it sucks. But we'll move on, and it is what it is.
let's go out there and lead all 300 miles next week.
I can try. I can try. That's for sure.
I don't think anyone can lead all 300 miles without.
No.
They would need to lap the whole entire field. I don't think that's possible.
No, I don't think.
Like in
I
stage
think-
1.
I think the playoff guys are gonna be fast enough, but yeah, no, I don't know. Mixed feelings tonight. Very proud of Brandon though.
Apparently, Gil wants to be in the booth next. You know what happened? I brought him into the booth. He's not in Discord. Oh, he is in Discord. You know, let's bring him in here. We'll talk to him while we wrap this up.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
You said, and I quote, I don't know when this was. I'll be in the booth. Oh, next week. You forgot an E.
Yeah. It's been a long week, long day. But hey, I got some news.
What?
They are still deciding who's in the final 4 between Cherry and Storm.
They're still deciding this?
Yeah, going back to Talladega. Storm never got an incident.
All right. I'm just going to pull Dylan in here. All right.
So they're checking everything, but Storm never had an incident, and he does have the tiebreaker against Cherry. So we'll
God.
see. We'll see.
I'm just going to pull Dylan in here. All right. There's an easier way of doing this. And that's
What's
just
going on? Hello.
trying to figure out who the last driver in the Final Four is.
So we are currently trying to figure that out still,
Okay.
because there is a potential of a thing from Talladega, but we haven't confirmed anything. We're trying to actually figure out some information with it at the moment. Yeah, I will say Sim Racer Hub is 100% incorrect. It would not be Gale. As of right now, it's Cherry by 1 point. But we are looking at Talladega due to the possibility of Storm's X's coming after the race. We're not sure if they did or not.
Yes, but I can.
But you
I'm
had
not biased.
5X. This is the issue.
Well, where would I have gotten a 1x?
The grass. Like
Yeah,
touching
but
the
I
grass
never
in
went
there.
through the grass.
So it is a interesting thing where, and I blue screened during the race, so I don't have the full race replay either. On top of that,
I can say for sure, I did not
But-
touch the grass all race.
this is where the issue comes into it, and we're gonna look at it further just to confirm. But we're not entirely sure of that last spot. You know, maybe you're gonna tune in Charlotte to find out at this rate.
That might have 5 cars show up. You never know.
So I'm trying to see if we can find anything that lists X's or anything.
Well, I know I got a 4x from when we wrecked across the line at the very end of the race, and I have Talladega pulled up right now. We should go to a different channel, I think.
You know what?
This doesn't feel very-
No. Let's break it down on broadcast. Let
You know
the
what?
fans see what's going on.
You know, we'll,
Alright.
In-depth
I'll-
look.
we'll
I'll
call it
stream.
here. We'll call it here. All right. We'll see you guys next week. We'll know who the 4th driver is when I turn the stream on and go, here's your 4 drivers. We know 3 of them.
We're gonna find out pretty quickly.
Oh,
We're taking a look currently at the lap graphs of the number 8 machine from Talladega, because on the Legacy member site, it does show incidents, I believe.
Looking through iRacing,
iRacing
it
does not show it
Oh,
anymore.
really?
It doesn't show. It doesn't give you that little hover which says if somebody got next. I'm trying to. We had one wreck. We had a wreck at Talladega, correct? Who wrecked? Anybody
Yes,
remember? Luke?
I have it up right now. I quite literally don't know where I would have gotten a 1x from. Because I'm watching
Bring me
it.
the
Okay.
results.
So,
Oh, there we go.
all right, I'm gonna pop back down. We're gonna find out some information, but yeah. So we may have something at some point.
I'm watching all the yellows, and gentlemen, I gotta say, I don't see me going through the grass at all here.
Yeah, I don't see anything that says a 4x besides yeah, I don't,
And the 4, does it say I have a 5x or a 4x?
doesn't it says you finished with I gotta move my thing here, find your name. It says you finished with 5.
That makes what the fuck?
Because I got invalid, continue.
Oh, you know what it is? I went to the grass after we wrecked.
Storm, you just caused yourself. Alright.
No. Like after we wrecked after the line when we took the checkered. Because me and Brandon were like side by side. I'm pretty sure. My memory serves me right.
I don't have a replay for it, so I don't know.
Alright, so it says I have 5. I
Yeah.
mean, we have the stream. I'm going through all the incidents. I didn't go through the grass with this wreck.
All right,
Are you still live?
while we figure this out, we'll be back next week, same time, 7:55 in the Central Time Zone, 8:55 on the Eastern Seaboard for Charlotte. Our longest race of the year happens to be the final race of the year. We determine our champion, and we'll see you guys then.